Hi everyone. Welcome back. Is Thamara Cloud actually fast, or is it just another managed WordPress host with marketing claims? I tested Thamara Cloud hands-on, from WordPress installation, SSL setup, speed testing on a blank site, speed testing with plugins, and finally a real-world test with content and 222 images. In this video, I'll show you the real results, the dashboard experience, pricing, and who this hosting is actually for. I'm starting from the Thamara Cloud login page. This is the client area where you manage your hosting plans and services. I'm signing in using my registered email ID and password. After logging in, this is the dashboard where the active hosting plan is displayed. In my case, this is the Grow plan, which was provided to me for testing. From here, I'm clicking on the Manage button. This opens the Plesk control panel in a new tab, which is used for managing domains, WordPress, files, and other settings. This is the Plesk dashboard. From here, you can manage domains, DNS, files, WordPress installations, and other hosting-related options. To test the hosting, I'm adding a new domain. For this test, I'm using a subdomain instead of a main domain. While adding the domain, Plesk gives multiple options, including SiteJet Builder, AI Website Builder, Laravel, and WordPress. I'm selecting WordPress. Hey, I'm entering the subdomain name, testthmora.techfin2k.com, and proceeding with the setup. The domain was added in about 16 seconds. Since WordPress was selected during domain creation, the installer opens automatically. Here, you can set the site title, WordPress version, plugin set, and admin credentials. For this test, I'm keeping all the default values generated by the system. After clicking Install, WordPress is set up automatically. From domain creation to WordPress installation, the total time taken was around 39 seconds. Next, I'm logging into the WordPress admin dashboard. At this point, the site is accessible, but SSL is not yet installed, so the browser shows it is unsecured. I have proceeded to access WordPress dashboard. The WordPress dashboard is accessible and the installation is working fine. After returning to Plesk and opening the WordPress section, an issue is displayed. It indicates that an SSL or TLS certificate is not installed. When I click on the SSL option, multiple certificate providers are listed. These include paid SSL options like Positive SSL, Positive SSL Wildcard, Instant SSL, Instant SSL Wildcard, Positive EV. At the bottom, there's also an option to get a free Let's Encrypt SSL certificate. I'm selecting the free Let's Encrypt certificate. I've also enabled the option to secure the wildcard domain. After clicking Get It Free, the certificate issuance process begins. It takes a short amount of time for the SSL certificate to be issued and installed. Before we begin our performance optimization, we need a baseline. Hey, we are testing the speed of a completely clean WordPress installation. As you can see in the dashboard, there are currently no plugins installed and no active content. We are using the default 2025 theme, ensuring that we are testing the core server response time and the efficiency of the theme's lightweight code without any external interference. To get an accurate picture, we'll be using 3 of the most industry-standard speed testing tools. First, we head over to PageSpeed Insights by Google. Next, we'll queue up a test on Pingdom Tools. And finally, we'll trigger an analysis on GTmetrix. Running these simultaneously allows us to see how the site performs across different testing locations and server environments. Now, I had entered the website name in all the 3 tools with the website URL, testthmora.techfin2k.com, and run the tools to analyze the speed test results on this blank website. The results are in, and they are exceptional. Starting with Pingdom, the site earned a performance grade of A with a score of 96. The total page size is a tiny 75.7 kilobytes, resulting in a lightning-fast load time of just 1.12 seconds with only 6 requests. Moving over to Google PageSpeed Insights, the mobile score hits a new perfect 99. Our core web vitals are well within the green zone, with FCP of 0.8 seconds, with a largest contentful paint of just 1.2 seconds. Total blocking time of 0 milliseconds, the CLS with 0, a slightly higher speed index with 3.7 seconds but within the limits of Google. Switching to the desktop view, we see a 99 performance score, with a reduced Web Vitals FCP of 0.2 seconds, with a largest contentful paint of just 0.3 seconds. Total blocking time of 0 milliseconds, the CLS with 0.006, and much reduced speed index with 1.4 seconds, which is effectively instantaneous for the end user. Finally, GTmetrix confirms these findings with a grade A score. Performance is at 99% and structure at 99%, with a largest contentful paint of 818 milliseconds. These results prove that starting with a clean, well-coded theme on a solid hosting environment provides the perfect foundation for building a high-performance website. Now that we've seen the blank site performance, it's time for a real-world stress test. To gain your trust, I'm showing you exactly what's under the hood. I've installed 15 active plugins, and these are not just light utilities. These are the essential plugins for a real WordPress site. Rank Math SEO for search optimization, Elementor as a page builder, WooCommerce to simulate an e-commerce setup, WordFence security for firewall and malware protection, Contact Form 7 for form handling, and SiteKit by Google for analytics and external script loading. I've also included Updraft Plus for backups, Smush for image processing, Redirection for URL management, WP Code for header and footer scripts, Spectra blocks alongside Elementor, Smash Balloon Instagram feed for external API requests, MC4WP for MailChimp integration, Lightspeed cache to reflect performance-oriented environments, and advanced custom fields for custom data handling. Together, these plugins represent a typical WordPress site used for blogging, design, e-commerce, security, analytics, and marketing. Again, this test focuses on plugin presence only. No additional configuration or optimization has been applied. This is a heavy setup that would make most budget hosts crawl. We are running the speed test again on Google PageSpeed, GTmetrix, and Pingdom. On a standard server, adding WooCommerce and WordFence usually causes a massive spike in time to first byte. But because Thamara Cloud hosting uses high-spec processors and NVMe storage, now we will see how the server handles these background tasks performed by heavy plugins. Now see the performance with Pingdom tool. Even with 15 plugins and 27 requests, the site maintained a solid performance grade of 82B. The page size grew to 284 kilobytes, but the load time stayed impressively low at just 1.72 seconds. On a standard budget host, this many plugins usually pushes load times past 3 or 4 seconds, so Thamara is holding up remarkably well. Moving to Google PageSpeed Insights, the mobile score remains an elite 97. Looking at the core Web Vitals, our first contentful paint is 1.4 seconds and the largest contentful paint is 2.4 seconds. Most importantly, the total blocking time is 0 milliseconds and the CLS is a perfect 0. Even with a speed index of 3.0 seconds, we are well within Google's green zone for mobile user experience. Switching to the desktop view, the results are flawless with a 99 performance score. The core Web Vitals here are exceptional, an FCP and LCP of just 0.4 seconds. Total blocking time remains at 0, and the speed index is a lightning-fast 1.2 seconds. This means that for a desktop user, a site with 15 active plugins on Thamara Cloud feels effectively instantaneous. Finally, GTmetrix confirms this stability with a grade A score, boasting 94% performance and 97% structure. The largest contentful paint of 1.2 seconds is world-class. My analysis: what we are seeing here is the power of high-spec server architecture. Even as we increase the request from 6 to 27, the total blocking time stayed at 0. This proves that Thamara's processes are handling the plugin scripts so fast that they never freeze the browser. We've tested a blank site and a site with 15 plugins. Now for the ultimate real-world test: content at scale. I've uploaded 222 high-resolution images and 20 massive articles, each over 5,000 words. This adds significant weight to the database and tests how the server handles a large media library. Let's see if Thamara Cloud can maintain its elite performance under a heavy content load. I'm running the speed tests in an incognito browser session to reduce the effect of local browser caching and observe the site under a fresh client-side load. Starting with Google PageSpeed Insights on mobile, we're simulating real-world throttling. The score remains a strong 97. While the speed index moved to 4.2 seconds because of the 222 images, the LCP is still only 1.7 seconds, FCP 1.5 seconds, and total blocking time remains at 0 milliseconds. This means even on a mobile device, your site stays within the healthy core web vital threshold required for top SEO rankings. Google PageSpeed Insights on desktop. The results are phenomenal. Despite the massive content load, we are still hitting a performance score of 98. Our first contentful paint is just 0.4 seconds, and the largest contentful paint is 0.6 seconds. Most importantly, the total blocking time is a perfect 0 milliseconds, and the speed index is just 1.5 seconds. This proves that the server infrastructure handles large database queries without making the browser wait. GT Metrics confirms this stability with a grade A, a 94% performance score, a 97% structure, and an LCP of 1.2 seconds. Again, TBT and CLS are both at 0. In Pingdom, you can see the impact of the content. Page size jumped to nearly 700 kilobytes with 43 requests, resulting in a grade C and a load time of 2.42 seconds. This is expected for a content-heavy site with no manual image optimization. This table summarizes the results across all 3 testing stages. In the first stage, with a blank WordPress installation, performance scores are consistently high across all tools, which reflects a clean baseline environment. In the second stage, after installing 15 commonly used plugins, there is a noticeable but controlled increase in load time, while overall performance scores remain strong and stable. In the final stage, after adding real content and more than 200 images, load time increases further, which is expected as site complexity grows. What stands out here is not absolute speed, but consistency. Across all stages, performance degradation is gradual rather than sudden, indicating predictable behavior as the site scales. This consistency aligns with Thamara Cloud's infrastructure, which includes NVMe-based storage, as stated by the provider. This is the Plesk control panel provided through Thamara Cloud. I'll walk through the main areas you'll use most often: file management, the WordPress toolkit, plugins, backups, security scans, and a few control toggles that affect performance and site maintenance. The file manager shows the site's document root structure. Here you can see typical WordPress folders: WP admin, WP content, WP includes, plus core files like index.php and .taxis. Plesk's file manager offers copy or move, archive or remove operations from the UI, which is useful for quick edits when you don't want to use FTP or SSH. Plesk's WordPress toolkit is front and center. It provides fast links to files, plugins, themes, database, logs. Opening plugins shows the installed plugin list and quick toggles for activation and auto-update. You can see many of the plugins we use for performance testing: Page Builder, SEO, security, cache, image tools, and e-commerce plugins, all listed with simple on-off controls. From here only we can install the new plugins, search for the required plugin, and install it without logging into the WordPress dashboard. From this plugin section in Plesk, you can disable or delete plugins that you no longer need, directly from the control panel, without logging into the WordPress dashboard. Now let's move to the backup section. Hey, Plesk shows that the site was recently backed up. This backup was created manually as part of my testing. From this section, you can restore the site using an existing backup, delete older backups, or download a backup file for safe offline storage. Plesk also allows you to create manual backups and schedule automatic backups at a specific time of the day. I'm creating a backup now to demonstrate how the process works. Since the backup size is over 600 megabytes, it takes some time to complete. I am forwarding it as it is taking time. See, the backup is created with a size of 691 megabytes, so you can also delete the backup easily by clicking the delete button. Plesk also exposes hosting and DNS and mail tabs from the site tile. These give you one-click access to domain DNS settings, mailboxes, and records. handy when you're configuring email for a domain without leaving Plesk. Here I can see PHP versions. You can also change the versions based on your requirements. Here you can also see the PHP limits like memory limit, maximum execution time, etc. Security features are present as well. You can see Immunify 360's malware scanner in the UI, with tabs for malicious results, scans, and history. Separately, the WordFence plugin appears in the plugin list for application-level firewall and scans, whereas Plesk's integration with Immunify 360 provides server-side malware checks in addition to plugin-level security. Overall, the Plesk dashboard on Thamara Cloud exposes the key controls most WordPress site owners need: file access, plugin management, backups, server-side malware scanning. Now let's move to the pricing section. Thamara offers 3 plans: Startup, Grow, and Scale, with different pricing based on the billing term, including 1-year, 2-year, and 3-year plans. When you choose the 3-year option, Thamara also includes an additional 2 years at no extra cost. I'm selecting the most popular Grow plan to show how the pricing looks at checkout. For this demonstration, I'm using a temporary domain while reviewing the final price. For the 3-year term, the total price shown here is $143.64, and you can also choose your preferred server location during checkout. For the 2-year term, the price comes to $107.76, and for the 1-year term, it is $59.88. I'll show the effective pricing comparison shortly. For yearly plans, Thamara does not currently apply a public discount, but I've included a coupon in the description that gives you an additional 10% off. I haven't placed the coupon code on the screen to keep the video clean, so make sure to check the description below for the details. Thamara also offers lifetime hosting plans. Before choosing a lifetime plan, I recommend reading the Who is Thamara section for my detailed review. I've linked that article in the description below. The lifetime plans follow the same structure as the regular plans, including Startup, Grow, and Scale. For this walkthrough, I'm again selecting the Grow plan as a reference. After adding the plan to the cart and proceeding to check out with a temporary domain, the price initially shows as $598. When we move to the next step of checkout, the default coupon is applied automatically, and you can see the price reduced to $299. From here, there's an option to remove the default coupon and replace it with my coupon instead. Replacing the default coupon increases the total discount and reduces the final price further, bringing the savings up to 60%. My coupon is available in the video description. Let's break this down by effective monthly pricing, starting with the Startup plan. If you choose the Startup plan for 1 year, the effective price comes to $2.87 per month. With the 2-year term, the effective monthly price drops to $2.09. And if you go with the 3-year option, the effective price further reduces to just $1.61 per month. In a similar way, looking at the Grow plan, the 1-year option works out to $3.59 per month. The 2-year term reduces this to $2.69 per month. And with the 3-year plan, the effective monthly cost comes down to $2.15. For the Scale plan, the 1-year term comes to $8.09 per month. The 2-year option reduces the effective price to $5.09 per month, and choosing the 3-year term brings it down further to $4.31 per month. As you can see, choosing a longer term significantly lowers the effective monthly cost across all plans. To summarize the pros and cons, Thamara Cloud delivers consistent real-world performance and a managed WordPress environment built around a clean Plesk control panel. Security features like free SSL and built-in protection are included, and a free domain is provided for the first year, which helps reduce initial setup costs. On the downside, Thamara Cloud is not designed for users who want VPS or dedicated server upgrades, and advanced server-level customization is limited. Also, the lowest effective monthly pricing requires choosing longer-term plans. Overall, Thamara Cloud delivers a clean, managed WordPress experience with consistent performance and an easy-to-use control panel. It is a good fit for most WordPress users who want simplicity over deep server customization. My full hands-on review is linked in the description below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for real reviews. If you like, please share to others.